I don't know if you've ever had this feeling before, but for some reason today, enough is enough for me. Today is the day I've decided to start writing my first YA fantasy novel. I know I'm a little dramatic, but that's the only way I feel like I'm gonna get through this. But before we start writing and doing all that fun stuff, let's just carry on with our typical day in the life. Even though I've been a little bit on edge lately, I still really enjoy having my slow mornings. Even if they feel chaotic, like playing Marvel vs. Capcom. Do I lose every time right now? Yes. If you were playing against somebody that studied the game and studied gaming as a whole for most of their life, you would lose every single time too, so I don't want to hear it. I think I'm decent with Psylocke though.
I
Decent
was right
like
there in
an
the feet
amateur would
right where
be.
I did the lightning opera.
And after a tough round of gaming, it's time to eat and get started with content for the day. If you don't know, I run my own small business called My Caliber Company, and I also have written my first kids book series. And now finally, I can jump into what I've already kind of written for this book. I've had the story idea fleshed out for solidly a few years now. And this is me discovering that I've written way more than I've actually typed out, but I'm somewhere around 2K words right now. The industry standard is somewhere between 50K and 60K to start, and I'm just getting started with some prose because even though I've written kids' books, I still want to be able to learn as I go here. First things first, I'm going to get started with my characters and writing out whichever ones that I can get off the top of my head because truly this is going to be a long journey for me and I just want to have a starting place. After that, we're going to get started with some character development, and although I should get into each character individually, for right now we're just going to start with Angel, my main character. And with this series, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to tell the story that I really wanted to tell, be intentional about it, and really truly get to know Angel inside and out with this character profile. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I feel like someone who really explains it much better than I ever could is Abby Emmons here on YouTube. She really sold me on the whole Enneagram type. Starting off that way with your character, it really helps you develop them by putting them in certain categories. These are all the different types of Enneagram / personality numbers here. Again, I want to take my time because Angel is a very delicate character. At least I want to be delicate with her because she's my first fantasy girl, and I want to make sure everyone loves her for how great she is and for just how human she is. If you were an Enneagram personality type, which one would you be? So after deliberating and thinking, we're going with type 2, the helper. That is for sure Angel's character and her whole personality. I kind of have a bit of an understanding of how I want her to be as a character. To give you kind of a little overview of how she is, she is the princess of a kingdom called Necria, which is very similar to Heaven. But she gets struck down and is now in Hades or Hell, and she must discover her newfound powers that got her here. So now that I've broken it down, we can finally get started. Tomorrow.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Furthermore, my wave machine can create enough energy to power most medium-sized homes with ease. Thank you, bitches. Shit, I thought you was talking about something that could repair the catastrophe you call a hairstyle.